Yes. Where it began, I can't begin to know it, but then I know it's growing strong. Was in the spring, then spring became the summer. Who'd have believed you'd come along? Hands, touching hands, reaching out, touching me, touching you. Sweet Caroline, good times never seem so good, so good, so good, so good. I'm getting inclined to believe they never would. Sweet Caroline. And it's time to start our ceremony. Just turn that mic on over there, Walt.
Everybody, everybody please gather around. We're going to start now. Ladies and gentlemen and children. All right. Can you hear me? Okay.
Miss Sophia, any of the swingers, okay?
All right. Can I have your attention, please? Okay. I'd like to welcome everyone. We're delighted to see you all this morning. It's a wonderful day for Newtown. We're cutting the ribbon this morning for the new equipment that's designed to let all children, regardless of ability, play together. They're siblings, they're friends, so we're going to do that. Now, most town playgrounds in Connecticut offer very little in the way of equipment for those kids with limited mobility. With this ribbon cutting, Newtown becomes even more spectacular, more unique, and more inclusive. I think all of you will agree that the new equipment enhances our town, enhances the beautiful playground. It's over here, the play space, and that was built several years ago. I'm sorry that the surfacing isn't in yet. They ran into some weather delays, and it's going to take a couple of days for the surfacing to cure once it's put down. So the equipment should be available sometime this coming week for everybody that wants to play. In the meantime, so we're going to have very limited access to it, so only when we call you up to play in it, if you don't mind. We ask for your understanding and patience.
Camera here.
Now, so how did all this start? Sometimes it takes a child to see things that we adults do not see. The project started when my granddaughter Leah came to the playground and noticed that there was very little here for a kid in a wheelchair. She was 8 years old at the time. She was here with her brother, who was 4 at the time, and he could not walk yet. So this meant that his mother Karen had to sit and watch while other kids played, which is really not great. So for families with mobility issues, this is a common thing. I spoke to many moms with kids in wheelchairs who told me that they had the same experience. Some of them told me they stopped coming to the park because there really wasn't much to offer to their kids. Well, that's changed. They told us how their children basically suffered from isolation. That's changed. We have something new here, and it's going to make inclusive play a reality for everybody. The new equipment features excitement, motion, and inclusiveness. Everyone can enjoy playing regardless of their physical ability. So all three pieces were designed so that a kid in a wheelchair can transfer without having to get out of the wheelchair. All of them were designed so that able-bodied kids and kids with mobility issues can play together. So basically all of them were designed with safety and with durability in mind. So we have something really unique here in Newtown. I'd like to ask Leah to come up for a second. Could you tell us how you did all of this?
When I was in 3rd grade, my teacher, Miss DeSisto, gave our class a writing assignment to think about a problem we saw in our neighborhood and then write about them. The problem that I found was that my brother wasn't having any fun at the playground because he can't climb or get on the swings himself, or get on the slide because he couldn't get to the top of the tower. The only thing he could do was walk around or get pushed by my mom in the big blue swing, which is by the baby swing. My brother was 4, which is not a baby. That's when I realized there wasn't enough special needs equipment in the park. I told my grandpa about this problem, and because my grandpa loves me and his other grandchildren so much, he encouraged me to send my letter to the Newtown Bee. He also spoke to the Lions Club, and they decided to raise money to buy new equipment so the playground would be accessible and fun for everyone. I think this is a really exciting thing, and I'm so happy that my brother can play here, and so can all his friends and other people with mobility issues. The one thing I learned since my brother was born is that all people should be treated the same, even if they have a mental or physical disability. Everyone deserves a fun place to play and relax. One of the best things about this playground is that everyone can play together, and I'm so happy for this. Thank you.
I'd like to introduce First Selectman. Oh, I'm sorry. Before I do that, I want to. I want to acknowledge some people. Just give me a second. I'm not a great public speaker. First off, I'd like to thank some people. I want to thank Dan Rosenthal for shepherding a special appropriation through the Board of Finance and the Legislative Council. When we first approached him, he enthusiastically embraced the idea. He could see the vision and he urged us to proceed. With his support, we got here a year or two earlier than we would have otherwise. So thank you, Dan. Thank you to Amy Mangold and Carl Samuelson of Park and Rec for their help in planning and executing this project. I want to thank our corporate and organizational donors. The Umbrella Club of Connecticut made a major donation in the name of its founding member, Rocky Singari, who is a former president of the Darien Lions Club. So when this was a Lions project, it really resonated with him. We're also grateful for the support of the Newtown Savings Bank. I saw it. Where are you? Okay, yeah, there he is. Newtown Savings Bank of Danbury, the Miltown Foundation, Eversource, Women in Newtown, Dreamhouse Realty, and Impact Business Technology. All of these corporate folks and community organizations gave us a tremendous boost to get to where we are today. Special thanks to the many Lions and the individual contributions, people who donated so generously. You demonstrated that there's a lot of community support for this project. So, we wouldn't have got here otherwise. Over the last 2 years, we had several fundraisers, and I want to acknowledge the help that we received. First, the Newtown High School Leo's Club helped us run 2 treasure hunts. They were dressed up as pirates and helped us collect all those coins, which were so heavy we couldn't lift the treasure chest. They brought in $3,000. The Leos also ran their own treasure chest within the high school. So they showed that the ideal of service is alive and well among our young people. Now, last September, we ran a tag sale in front of Chintz and Prince on South Main Street. The Daisy Scouts and the Brownies set up a table to sell cookies to benefit the playground project. Those of you who were there will remember them because they were so persistent. They would grab onto somebody and not let go until they bought something. So the kids raised $700, which is an amazing, absolutely amazing thing. Finally, I'd like to acknowledge the work by the Playground Committee. Please come up. Neil Randall, I don't think, is here. Steve Bennett, come on up. Skip Sims. Skip. Okay. Okay, good. Dick Kovacs, Gordon Williams, and our special advisor, Jen Rogers. These are the folks that did all of this with countless Zoom calls and meetings on planning and doing all this good stuff. So thank you very much. You guys did it. Did I mention who they are? No, I didn't. Oh, all right. For those who want to know who a Leo is, Leos are a high school club that affiliated with the Lions. They're like junior Lions, and there are 30 some odd. Yeah, and they are the most active group of Leos that the high school has ever had. Joe Gonski is their advisor. I'd like to introduce First Selectman Dan Rosenthal.
Thanks, Bob. Well, such a beautiful day for this. I was so excited. The groundbreaking was 2 months ago? Yeah. And I drive by and I see this going on, and I'm so excited for it to open. Walt, of course, is very persuasive, as is his granddaughter Leah. So it was, I think, probably 2 years, year and a half now, that I got Leah's letter. She wrote to me about the fact that we needed adaptive playground equipment here in town. And of course, the first thing I did was call Amy Mangold, our Parks and Rec director, and I said, "Is our park ADA accessible?" And Amy said, "Of course. We designed it so that everyone can get there, and it's of course ADA accessible." And then you realize the limitations of the ADA. Where would we be without the ADA? But where would we be without folks like Leah that point out that the ADA only goes so far, and we can certainly do a lot more. So, the love of a brother, the love of a sibling, is something we can all relate to. My middle name, Charles, actually comes from my great uncle, Charles, who was confined to a wheelchair for most of his life. He lived in town. Some of you who've been here a long time may remember him. But my father loved him very much. My grandmother, his sister, and I think about for him when he was growing up, he would have been lucky to find an elevator, let alone an adaptive playground. So to think about how far we've come, and again, because folks like Leah open our eyes to our shortcomings, You know, in a world that's so quick to anger, you know, this is something we can all celebrate. And I think our young people seem to understand that we can be better. I think that our adults kind of can take something away from that. So to have our children be able to play together on this playground is part of this playground. It's not separate and away from it where, you know, children that have some sort of physical challenge have to play. They can play together with all the children. So that's something we can all learn from. So it's something I'm certainly proud to be a part of. I want to thank, of course, you know, Walt, Neil Randall, who initially twisted my arm on the project. Walt, yeah. So yeah, they're very persuasive. You know, they came and they said, look, if we could get about 30,000 from the town, that would be great. I said, okay, I think I could probably make that work. And then as we got closer to the deadline, they came and said, how about 90,000? But you know, it's something I believe very much in, and I know that I can't do anything on my own. Certainly, the Board of Selectmen got behind it as well. The Board of Finance, the Legislative Council. I know many of them are here today, and I thank them for that. I also want to thank, you know, Amy Mangold, our Parks and Rec Director, Carl Samuelson, our Director of Parks, the Parks and Rec staff. They did a lot of the work here to help try to defray a lot of the cost of installation. So without them, that certainly wouldn't be possible. I also want to thank the donors that made this. You know, there's certainly a lot of private donations, so that's great when you can have, you know, public-private partnerships. Certainly, there was a lot of public interest in doing this, so it's really a wonderful thing. But most of all, I want to thank Leah for kind of reminding me that there's a lot more that we can do for folks. So thank you, Leah. Who's next, Walt?
Okay, I'd like to introduce Senator Tony Ryan.
I'm going to bring this out in the sun. Leah, why don't you come and join me? Representative Belinsky, why don't you join me? Walt, grandma and grandparents, and dad and mom, come on up. Truly.
I have to.
Right? Right? They should get all this attention too now, right? Dan, I think it's important. Dan spoke so eloquently about a love of a child making a huge difference. The love of Leah for her brother, and recognizing that playing in the playgrounds, having him interact with others, made him happy. And if your brother still is here, please. I don't know if he would enjoy the crowd. This truly is a moment for the family. But I also want to recognize the fact that through the love of a child for her brother and those that matter in their lives, she has taught all of us an important lesson. An important lesson that a child can transcend and teach all of us that love matters. That you caring, as Dan mentioned, getting a letter. I got a letter too. So your penmanship is fabulous, Leah. But following up, you deserve all the attention. Your brother, who's messing mom's hair in typical fashion. This really is a special moment to celebrate loved ones. And you associated with family too? Oh, okay. So Leah, I have been able to get a proclamation with Representative Belinsky to recognize just you for having the vision and the love of your brother to start this whole process. And it's important for all of us to recognize what you wanted to do for your brother has made a difference for so many others in our community, in the broader community. And not only for those that you love, but also for caregivers and parents and grandparents to share in that moment of joy. Who remembers when they were a young kid getting on a playground and sharing that moment of joy, right? Leah, through your vision and passion, you have made that available for every child. That is really the greatest greatest gift of love that you gave. So I don't want to read all this, but I think the most important thing you need to know is never ever stop believing that one individual with a love of those around them can make all the difference in the world. So Leah, this is your day with a lot of help from people who love you, that are surrounding you right now. And this is the biggest lesson that I could offer today, is that a child can make us all realize that it is important to show our love and caring for those, and it makes a difference. And the last thing I'll leave on this, Leah, is you're going to be super cool because of you and this ceremony, I just found out that everybody gets free ice cream. That may be your biggest accomplishment, right? So, I mean, before I hand over to Representative Belinsky, but I really wanted to be able to recognize the parents and have words to speak. Because your support and love gave her the opportunity to make a difference.
I definitely would have prepared a speech if I had known.
Come on, Ryan, you can do it.
You can do it. There's a level of pride I'm sure every parent has in their child, but when it's manifested in something physical that you can go ahead and touch and share with other people, it's a pretty cool thing. So thank you, Leah.
We are just so like that's enough. We are just so thankful for everyone here today, for the Lions Club, for Leah. This has changed not only Jason's life, but I see so many of his friends here, and it means so much to us that we can just be a family at the park. And it's something so simple, but it is huge. Thank you. Thank you.
No. Representative Belinsky? Follow that. Follow that.
I can't follow that. Honoring Leah for the effort that she made is really a special thing. And when you think about Newtown and the character of our town, one voice of reason, one voice with a simple ask really does make a difference. And this young lady made an entire machine work towards the accomplishment of this incredible goal. So, Leah, my hat goes off to you. And then to the folks that actually embraced this. The Lions Club, the town of Newtown, Parks and Rec. Think about what this also means in the context of Newtown, because in my opinion, most of you know that I'm something of a special education and IDD advocate on the state level. This is the original form of inclusion. Okay? We can move from cause to cause, and we can right wrongs one by one. But having children play together on the playground, that is what life is about. So this is Newtown. This is inclusion. So I'd like to just take a second here to ask Amy, our first selectman, Dan Rosenthal, and Walt to join me here. I've prepared a citation. We have prepared a citation on behalf of the Connecticut General Assembly, honoring the work that went into this, which of course began with Leah's brilliant idea. So on behalf of the General Assembly and Representative Mitch Belinsky, Senator Tony Wong, Representatives Ali Brennan and Tony Scott, we honor the Lions Club, Newtown Park and Rec, and the town of Newtown for opening this inclusive playground here at Dickinson Park. The entire membership of the Connecticut General Assembly, our legislature, is absolutely taken by the inclusion and the generosity of the people of this community
and the organizations that make things run. A great example, this is not in the citation, but it's a great example of how local action beats the living daylights out of having the big government come along and screw it up. But this represents so much, and I've prepared one for the Selectman's office, one for the Park and Rec's office, and one for the Lions Club to display in their preferred place. But the entire membership of the General Assembly is in awe of your efforts on this day, the 4th of June. The citation was issued at the state capitol in Hartford, signed off on by the President of our Senate, Martin Looney, Speaker of the House of Representatives, Matt Ritter, and our Secretary of the State, Denise Merrill. So, love all.
Really good to meet you guys. Very thoughtful.
Yeah, we had one more member of my family that didn't get introduced. That's
Oh.
Carly. This
Hi,
is
Carly.
Jason's sister. Come on, Carly. She was one of those daisies that was out there doing her thing, you know, grabbing everybody. So, thank you. Anyway, I'd like to ask Park and Rec Director Amy Mangold to come on up.
Hi, good morning. Wow, I'm honored to follow these gentlemen. It's really, really a beautiful day, and it's mornings and events like this that just make me feel so blessed to be the Director of Parks and Recreation. Honestly, the blessing has been working with this team here, Walt and Neil and the entire Playground Committee. They're kind, they're smart, and they've just been an honor and a pleasure to work with. They've worked in a wonderful tandem with us in the community to get this project complete. Also, I see other members of the community here, the Park and Rec Commission. I see Michelle as well from the council, so thank you. Carl, would you just come up and stand with me? Erin, do you want to come up as a member of our commission? This is about Parks and Recreation as well. So, and we have staff as well over there that I'm going to acknowledge too. If they want to join us, you're welcome to. Yeah, you're going to be, I'm sorry. They can't hide. When you shared Leah's idea with me, Lions, to make this playground a truly adaptive play space, I was thrilled. This would make our community a more inclusive and welcoming space, which should always be our goal when we're planning for our community and future projects. So thank you for really highlighting that and making us see that it's something that always has to be considered in everything we do. When I began getting more involved in this project, I wanted to show support for some of the things the Lions did. And Walt and Neil told me about their loose change fundraiser, and I said, I'm gonna go, you know, they're doing all this for our community. And I drove up to the middle school and I see everyone dressed in pirate hats and pirate suits and costumes with a treasure chest, and I just felt like this was just the joy and the love for a project that made it happen. And it's just a real treasure chest and decorations. They were just such a joy to see your enthusiasm and your energy at work. You've maintained that same enthusiasm throughout this project. Your patience, yet persistence, and teamwork is what makes a project like this become a reality. I'm going to miss our meetings and our emails and our Zoom calls, so please let's keep finding excuses to meet, and let's meet here. And let's watch what you've created for the joy that all that come here can experience. I had the easy part of working with the Lions. It was a joy, but I need to acknowledge Carl and John and our staff and our rangers. They built this playground from doing all the groundwork to the installation of all these pieces. It was a great undertaking. I remember one day driving in to check on it, and John Moore was in a hole just trying to shovel out the water as fast as the water table was bringing it up, and they were all just working so hard together to figure it out and get it done. And it's just been amazing, all the work that they've done and the planning to figure it out, and the persistence was amazing. We're very fortunate to have such talent on our staff and to be able to install these intricate pieces. John actually told me that every piece was mixed together. There wasn't any individual boxes or pieces. Everything was like a big puzzle, and they had to find each piece down to every nut and bolt to put it together. And it was really, truly a great undertaking. Our staff doing this work saved the project over $35,000 in contracted fees. Additionally, I know that Carl and John and the team will look after and care for this playground for many years to come, especially because they have their own hearts and hands in the project. Thank you, John. Thank you, Carl. You all did great, and you never fail to amaze me with what you can accomplish. Thank you. Everyone here has helped make it a reality. I just really would ask if Jen Rogers and her family would like to come up. If you would like to. I know she was mentioned as being part of the team, but she came to every meeting here at the park, and I just really look forward to seeing Timmy being able to get on this equipment and play, and everyone here that will be able to enjoy it. Your input and your knowledge, Jennifer, was huge to us, and I just really want to appreciate you, mention you again for that, your family. And for Timmy playing with me at the fundraisers. We had so much fun. I watched your dad doing wheelies with you, and we just had such a great time, so thank you so much. And Leah, thank you again. Where are you? Come here, sweetheart. Your great insight and idea to make this playground truly adapted and inclusive. You're a gem, and I can't wait to come play here with you on this beautiful equipment. Not only is this new adaptive playground area a gift to the community, but it's a gift to Newtown Parks and Recreation and the benefits our parks and programs will have for an addition inclusive play for many years to come. Thank you all. I wish you lots of joy, fun, and love playing on this playground. Thank you.
I'd like to introduce Lions President Oscar De Los Santos.
I should have gone first. How can I go on? What do I say? Maybe I'll sing. You don't want me to sing. Great day, huh? This is terrific. I'm not going to say or repeat anything that's already been said, except that I will say that when Walt came up with this idea with Leah, or Leah came up with the idea, sent it to Walt, they both came and told us about it. We said, this is great. The only thing was that it was at the height of the pandemic, or it was getting rolling. So this is when, if you'd roll around Newtown, it was like a ghost town. So I said, no one doubts that this is a fantastic idea, Walt, but how are we going to do this? Well, leave that to me, they said. And they did. And that's the point. I want to underscore that we are a community of doers, okay? I've always categorized people very simply. They're the doers, and there are those that I call NATO, no action, talk only. Okay, and I think that the Lions are doers, but so are our selectmen, so is our selectmen, so are our representatives that are here, so are the Girl Scouts, so are our terrific band of Leos that helped us gather so much money. We are all a group of doers, and I couldn't be more proud to be among the doers. And Amy says she's going to miss the meetings. Well, don't go too far, because I'm sure the next big project, scheme, whatever you want to call it, is around the corner. So I'm sure there'll be more reasons to meet. But anyway, Amy, we do have we have a check for you. Wait, here you are. We have a small check for the playground maintenance and whatnot. But again, it's testament to all of us, a community of doers who wanted to get this done. And thank you, Leah. Thank you, Walt. And thank you, everyone, for being here. Let's have a good time.
I'd like the committee members, the playground committee members, to come up. Oh, before I do that, yeah, Lori, come on up here a minute. This is our district governor from the Lions, Lori Benenson.
I actually have a recognition for Leah and I want to thank you. You are very inspiring. I would like to give you my Leo pin, and I'd like you to be invited into our organization because truly you are a leader. Will be the youngest Leo in Newtown, and I'd like to ask you to please come and join us. And Parks and Rec, I don't know whether you knew this yet, but we've made you Leos and Lions. Selectmen, welcome. You've been made a Lion also. Welcome, welcome. Thank you all.
I'd like the members of the committee to come on up for a minute. Let's go over here by the ribbon.
Lorianne, do I have to buy Leo pins for all these members that you just inducted? Oh. Well, that's money well spent.
Take it off the bottom line.
Oh my god, that is huge! That is huge. That's awesome. That is huge.
We do. Oh my goodness.
I can't. Watch out. She's gonna cut on the rope. It's okay.
Where's the Parks and Rec? Parks and Rec. Come on. We'll hold it so it's a tight.
You can do it.
Ready? Everybody?
Where's
Alyssa? You want to do a 3 count? Did you bring that scissor from home? 3 count? 3, 2, 1.
Free ice cream for everybody.
Already all have.
That's okay. I know. It's out of context. I ran to that. He's like, I go, I know. It's out of context.
Oh my god!
Congratulations. Right?
But you know, it was like 1 in the morning.
This is good.
Yep. But I hear they're gonna try and dump water on it.
What a nice day. Perfect.
Whoa! I don't know where my husband went. But Timmy.
He's a big boy. He's a big boy.
Let's be the first to try this out.
There's a play in the key of Z. Would you like something in the key of Z?
Okay.
Very nice.
Well, that was fabulous to hear about all the great work that wonderful people have done in this town. So we heard about the doers. Do we have any dancers? That's what I want to know.
So has Gary.
And Josie said, to mention, right over here, you have free rock painting. You can have your own pet rock and design it. It's all free. Free ice cream. And the rock painting is compliments of Newtown, Town and Country Garden Club, and Families United. If you don't know what it is, check it out. It's a very important organization, right? Okay.
a smile. If it takes just a little while, open your eyes and look at the day, and you'll see things in a different way. Don't stop thinking about tomorrow. Don't stop, it'll soon be here. It'll be better than before. Yesterday's gone, yesterday's gone. Why not think about the time to come and not about the things that you've done? If your life was bad to you, just think what tomorrow will do. Don't stop thinking about tomorrow. Don't stop, it'll soon be here. It'll be better than before. Yesterday's gone, yesterday's gone. Why not think about
It was Dad's fault, not the equipment.
Hello, Mr. McNulty. I'm good. How you doing?
Okay.
Frank's selling duck race tickets at the bagel.
Well, they're not here.
Yeah.